Howdy folks, welcome to, I think this is part 4, and we're going to do some more of this. We're going to see if we can figure out where the rest of these lines are over here. And then once we start shading, I can actually turn on the real lights so we can see a little bit better. But yeah, right now I've got the regular lights, the big lights off, and so yeah, even that's significant. This little teeny light is a big difference. But anyway, let's see if we can get this stuff worked out. We'll start with here. It's been a while. I had to take a break. We went on vacation and all that stuff. So yeah, it's been a few weeks since I worked on this. So I got to get back into the groove. And I think this is going to come down here. I need to make sure that I remember to keep this on screen too. Why don't we go like this? We'll get this vertical here, and then we can go like this and this. Now here's the thing, I need two right hands. I need two right hands because it's really easy with the right hand to be able to do this and then move it up here and keep the same angle. But then, you know, how do you mark it, right? Right there. And so we're going to go, this is going to come down and then it's going to curve across. And so our point across here where it meets is going to be here, and that's pretty much horizontal from that, yeah, from the corner of that light. Pretty much horizontal. So we're going to come out here. Now, like I said before a million times, it doesn't matter quite so much the exact shape of this stuff. There we go. Because it's not, it doesn't need to be super precise. It just needs to resemble something that we recognize, and so there's not a precise shape to a suit of armor because it's fictional. It's not like a face. You mess up a face, you're in trouble. Okay, you mess up the proportions or angles on a face and it looks really horrible. You know, it's gonna look like a Picasso or whatever. So we're gonna get that. We're gonna come out here, there. Okay, and so then we're going to have this little spot here, which is going to go like this. I'm going to go from this to the bottom of this. That's where it meets. So from this to the bottom of this, that's where it meets. It looks like it's about right, a little bit more than halfway. So that's going to be the sweeping thing coming out there. This thing is going to come out same distance this way. So we're going to have this little line coming out here and curving around. And then we're going to have this is going to come up. It's going to come up and it's going to meet this here. Why does this seem like it's a lot farther away? Let's measure this. That measurement here. And we'll go from there to there. Yeah, see, this is way up higher. Okay, so that needs to meet up here. So this needs to come like this. So let's get rid of, if we can, get rid of this line here because it's in the way. This will come off this way. And let's do this again. We're going to measure from here to here. And that's going to be like that. Yeah, so that's about right. So this is going to come up a little bit more, and then come out and go along. Okay. And then this is going to be, why don't we keep this point here just so that we have a common reference. And keep measuring from this corner here, so that way everything is the same distance from that corner, instead of doing so down here, it looks like. Yeah. Because the thing is, if you measure from here to here, and then from here to here, and then from here to here, and here to here, if each one of them was off by like a tiny little, you know, little pencil width, then that adds up, and then you're off by, you know, you're off by this much, and that makes a big difference. That would actually start to look bad, I think. And then we can go, so that's there, right? And I think it's actually going to be a little bit lower. So we're going to go like this. Yeah, that is going to be lower. Okay. So we come down here. Yeah, that's a much different angle. So this comes down this way. And then we'll go from there. We're going to measure out to this spot where these intersect. So let's make sure these, if you make sure this line here is parallel, then when you move this up here, it should stay pretty much parallel. So we're going to have about right here, which is about right. It flattens out a little bit. We have that line there. It's going to flatten out a little bit. I almost blew on the paper. Not a good idea. And then this little bit. See, that's going to be this angle. See, it's really easy to mess up the angles when you're just eyeballing it, when you're only eyeballing it. So what you can do is you come down here and you go like this. Now this is at the same angle as what we're drawing at, so we're going at this angle. Your pencil is going at this angle, so that's the angle you want to go at, which is that right there. So that's a way to get the same angle. Is your hand can pretty much remember going this direction, and it's not going to move like that when you just slide your hand up. So it's like a temporary short-term muscle memory. Is there such a thing? Short-term muscle memory. That sounds like that's a legit thing, right? It seems legit. Okay. So next is this part here. Let me figure out where we can, yeah, we can do this. Just want to fit them on the screen. Make sure they're parallel. So this line is going to come from here, and it's going to go this way. So like that. Maybe, no, it's even more like that. There we go. Okay. It's going to go that way, and then we're going to have, this is going to be our corner. So that's going to go like this. And that doesn't seem right. Just come more like that. Because that even comes up a little bit from where it is. So go like this. And then this is going to come out and sweep down to here. So I think you can see that point there. And come across like that. So it's going to go out a little bit and then sweep. Like this. There we go. I forget what Hurley was telling me. She was saying that we tend to exaggerate things. I forget whether we make angles sharper or less sharp. But yeah, we tend to exaggerate things when we try to copy them. Okay, and it's not, these lines are all going to disappear anyway when we start actually shading everything. We're going to get rid of these lines, and I'm just going to make them barely visible. And actually, when I start shading this stuff, you won't even be able to see these lines in the background. So next is going to be, why don't we tackle this point here, right here. We go like this. So we got that point there. Make sure these are parallel, like that. We're going to go this point here. So that's going to go there. And so this is going to come up like that. This is going to come out of here. There's going to be this line here. It's going to be a lot closer there. There we go. It's going to come down to there. We can get rid of this line here. And then we're also going to, this one's going to come across this line here. Need some other reference here about this one. We'll get this one as a reference. Make sure we're parallel again. And we're going to go like that. Looks about right. So this is just going to come up. Come up and down a little bit. And then it's going to swing up that way. There we go. That's our little point out of there. So that's going to go like this. And this is going to come out. It's almost a straight line, but there we go. And then it's going to go mostly parallel, but widen out as it hits the end. So that's going to be out here. Was that right? Let's double check this point here. Yeah, it's going to come up here. Okay. Up here. So this is pretty much just going to come out here. It's going to have a little dip there. There. Like that. And then this thing tends to get, if you can see it, you get graphite on the end of it building up, so you can actually, you can rub it on paper to clean it off. I like to just do this. I don't know why, but I do. Okay, there, got that. We can probably try to go for this point down here. And then we can connect some of this stuff up. So why don't we do that? Let's get these lined up again. Now what I can do to make sure these are parallel also is I could probably do this. Just make sure that I'm getting the right angles. And also, I mean, when I drew these, the edges of these paper were parallel. So if you actually, if you put the edges of the paper flush against each other, these lines will also be parallel, but obviously I want to overlap them so that you guys can see. So I kind of screwed myself on that strategy. But let's get this point here, a little bit, tiny bit more, a hair more. So like that, there we go. So that's that point. And we're just going to slide that across to here. I'll hold this in place. Like grab my pencil. There. Okay, so this is our point. This is going to come up this way and meet this. So there's going to be a spot here. right? And then this is also going to come out this way, come down and in a little bit. No, just a little bit. And then curve. There we go. Okay. Let's get rid of this. And then we need to know where the center of this, we'll try to find maybe the center of this circle. This is actually going to be kind of difficult. So, this is actually, yeah, this is going to be a little difficult because it's not like a regular circle, it's kind of a skewed. So we're going to go like this, and it's going to be right, that's going to be the center of it. And it's going to go like that. That's fine. If it's completely perfect, then it's not going to even make sense in the context of the rest of this drawing. So that's fine. If it's like an absolutely perfectly rendered circle. So then our next point is down here. Let's see, it's going to be this intersection here. A little bit farther. There. Okay, so that's going to be that intersection there. So this is going to, why does this seem like it goes a lot farther? This seems a lot taller, doesn't it? Is this tall? No, it is right. Okay. It just seems taller for some reason. Is it wider or thinner? No, I've got my proportions right. Is it me, or does this seem, it seems like it's taller than that? Yeah, I can't tell. Okay, let's get this parallel again. Because this line here pretty much just extends there to come down to here. Let's see, how far is this from like directly straight up and down? This point is from here. Yeah, I must have done something horribly wrong there. Let me try this again. We're going to get this point here. Point here. I must have really skewed that angle. No, that's it right there. Okay. Apparently I really got that one wrong, that point right there. Okay. So that's that point. This is going to come out like this. There. And this little point here is going to come out. These are going to meet here, and then this is going to keep going. Is that, whoops. Let me take a look at the picture here and see what we're actually drawing here. Okay, so this part here, let me show you on the lighter version. So yeah, this part here is what we're looking at. And so this is a piece that's kind of behind the other one. So this is going to be the one that continues. I just wanted to make sure, because it looks like on this one, like this is the line that continues, but this is the one that actually continues here. And curves up and hits that. So yeah, we have the arm. We can put these back. Get my other sheets back there, and we'll put this. Put these parallel again. Oops. There we go. like that, and man, it's amazing how much tiny little movement we'll do on this. Okay, there we go. So it'd be nice if you had like some tape that you could tape these pieces together temporarily without it picking up all the ink and all that stuff. The other thing I need to do is I need to get a regular sheet, an empty sheet that I can sit. I could do that with this one here, just where I can sit my hand on it so I'm not repeatedly picking up the graphite. Okay, so we're gonna measure from here. I'll get out of this. I'll get out of the shadow here in a second. From here to here. There to there. Let's see if that's right. If we put this straight vertical, that intersection lies along here. If we put this straight vertical, yep, looks good. Close enough. It just had this feeling that that angle was wrong. Okay, so then we're gonna go like, you know, that's the other thing I could do is I could put these against a flat surface to keep them parallel. So we're gonna go, I need to get the rest of these lines in here. So let's figure out where these things are gonna be. So we have this intersection here. Let's get that one, because then we can do that, 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 and maybe get this side over here. So that's going to go along that line. So we'll do this. Get that tiny little dot there. Okay, and then we're going to do, need like a taller thing that I can sit that against. We'll do this little spot here. Looks like it is there. And we'll come across to that. There we go. And then we're going to go to here. Get that spot there. Yep, let me erase these other, that tiny little, you probably can't even see it, there's a tiny little pencil mark. So make sure I get the right spots. And then there's, make sure they're parallel. And then there's going to be this spot here. Needs to be a tiny bit, like a millimeter wider. There we go. So there's that spot there. Right there. Okay. And then one more. See if we can do this. Get the bottoms parallel here. And we're going to go to this point here in the corner, very corner. I know it's just on the edge of your screen there. Here we go. Very tippy corner. Bring that to here. See, that's going to be way past the center line. Much farther past the center line. Like that. That's it. So the end of that. Right there. Okay. there. All right, so this is going to be our little, we're going to make our little constellation now out of it. So we'll go like, this is going to come down. Is that right? Let me double check and make sure these vertical distances are correct. Because this one looks like it's nearly vertical to this, doesn't it? Is it just me? The vertical and then over a little bit. Yeah, I think this one is just a tiny bit skewed this way, but that's okay. So this is going to come down that way. Yep. Because this is going to go like, and this is going to come like this, and they're going to meet. You know what? I should get these points here too. Can we do that? So about there. And then we're going to do, this is going to meet about there. Okay, so this is going to come in. This is going to come in. So this is going to come across here. It's going to come down a little bit and then swing this way. There we go. Oh, look at that. Huh? How cool is that? Let's see, this is like the worst angle trying to do this, and I normally would just rotate the paper. But I'm kind of restricted on room here with all my recording equipment and stuff. Okay. So we've got that. Is that a... No, it's not a... It's not a... And this is going to meet here. This is going to meet here. There we go. Okay, and then this is going to come into, let's get these points. This one and this one. So we'll get this point here. I need to be careful because I'm starting to, I've been measuring so many things at this paper that I'm like starting to dent this spot on the paper. I don't want to leave a dent in there. I know it's going to be white, so it's not as big of a deal. But yeah, I don't want to leave a dent in the paper here. So this spot right here is where that, and why does that look so, I mean, look at the distance here. The distance here is that far, and the distance here is like 3 times as much. Something's wrong there. We're not parallel or something. It's going to be way closer, like that. That's our spot right there. Let's try that. Does that look right? Yeah, because it's up toward the top of the circle. Yep, it's much better. I'm not as accurate on the angles as I think I am, is what's going on here. When I slide from here to here, see, I'm losing angle here. Yeah, I'm definitely getting a different angle here. So we're going to go this way. So near vertical. Just over a little bit. Okay. That point there. So this is going to come down. And it looks like, yeah, this is like the crease between the armor. So this is going to come down like this. That's going to come out and come across. And then just past this point, it's going to go down. It's going to angle itself downward. Okay, and then this is going to come up this way. And this is going to go like that. And we'll get this to curve there. And then this is just going to be a smooth, nice smooth curve from here to here. There we go. And then this is going to curve up to here and meet with that. There. Okay, so we've got that, all of that, this in here. Let me check the time here. Okay, I've got about 15 more minutes, so I think we'll get maybe most of this right side done. But yeah, you can see how painstaking this is when you're not when you're not skilled enough to just wing it. So we've got that line. We need this point here. So let's see where this meets here. It looks like we have it, yeah, right here. Because we drew that line there, but it wasn't quite the right spot. So this is going to come across. Double check here. Yeah, this is going to come across this way. And then we need to find maybe this spot here. And so that is, now what you can start doing is once you have these reference points, you can start doing like this. And so you can see this is nearly vertical from there. If it's actually vertical, it's, you know, over a little bit. So this is nearly vertical from this intersection here. So we're going to come across here, and we're going to go like that. Yeah, it's about right there. Okay, so we have that point there. That's going to come down. And it's going to meet here. So to there. Okay. So we have that point there. This comes down to this spot here. Looks like it's the same distance too. Okay. That comes down to, it matches on that line. It's on this thing here. So yeah, this one comes down, goes like that, it goes past that, and then this comes up. Like that. This comes down, and then it comes across to this, and there's a couple spots here. So, and I think these are just, yeah, these are behind. So if you look in here, these spots are behind the stuff too. So this one is a semi-important sweep, but we also need to find this spot down here. Well, this is going to come out like this. So that's going to go like that. So the nice thing is when you're doing this really light, you can just erase. You don't have to get it exact on the first try. So, and when you erase, you can still see, if you look very closely, you can still see where your line was, and you can correct and everything. So we're going to go like this. There we go. And then this is going to come up to about there, because these do not need to be super precise. Nobody's going to be looking at this. Nobody's going to be looking at this or this when they're looking at the final drawing. They're not going to be comparing it to this, whereas with the face you are going to be comparing it to that. Okay. And the other part we need to get here is this. So let's just measure this distance here, because it's the end of the line, so it's not as important. It's fine if we are off. There we go. It's going to come down there, and then this is going to run out and then mostly parallel until it comes up here. There. And then this is going to come out, and it's going to come down to this point. This point here. So let's get this point measured up. Probably should find a different reference point, because this is really starting to get beat up in this little spot right here. So we're going to go like that, and that's going to be vertical from what? Not much. The edge of this line. Okay. So we're going to go like this, and it's going to be vertical from this point. So maybe about like that. Does that look right? Because this is going to come down at to move this paper up so you can see what I'm talking about. This is going to come down at this angle, and that's this. And then it's going to swoop in a little bit, but it's not going to come that far. I must have been looking at that wrong. Yeah, something's weird about that. Let's look at this again. It's coming straight down. Coming straight down from there. It's going to be somewhere there. Okay, it's close. So why is this such a big difference there? See, that angle doesn't look the same to me. Let's see. Let's go vertical here. This is vertical. Let's go on this angle here. Make this one. Straight vertical. There we go. Okay, so that's vertical. This angle is from this point to this point. So if we do that, I guess it is. Okay. That just looks so much farther in, and I don't want to get out of proportion and then all messed up in the middle of this. I know this is painstaking, right? Alright. And then this is going to come Let me get rid of this line here too, this vertical line that I drew here. This one is going to come in and go across. It's going to go all the way across and then come up. Right after that starts curving up. And then it's going to come down here. So that's going to do that and come across like that. Okay. Then we're going to have this little thing here, and this is going to come out. I cannot draw at that angle. I cannot make a line at that angle. Let me turn this thing. So this is going to come out here. There. Okay, and then that's going to come back in up to this point. So it's going to be past where they meet. And this is going to come down here and here. Okay, and how big is this? This is about that big. So it's going to be about like that, and about like that, right? And then this is going to be here, so where does that come back up? It comes back up about there. So yeah, we'll have this come back up, and then it kind of curves suddenly here. And now we can do our vertical lines. So this is going to go like this. Oh, you know what? It's even going to come out a little bit. It's going to go this way a little bit. And then this one's actually going to come out this way too. So we can get rid of that and that. Okay, and then let's see here. I'm trying to get so you guys can see. This line is going to come down. Okay, like that. And this is going to come in a little bit, and then it's going to do this little thing. And it's going to look like a forearm, right? We know what a forearm looks like. So it's going to come about down like that. And then this piece here, so this is going to actually be a little bit thinner. This piece is going to go from here to here. Like that, and then this piece is going to come up so that it just meets, and tangents, just a tiny little tangent there. There we go. Okay. See, I need more practice, and I need to gain more confidence with my freehanding this stuff. because this part here, I mean, if you were to look at this, and the reference, right, you wouldn't be like, oh, well, he measured these and then he freehanded that. You know, I mean, you can't really delineate the difference there. Although this is easier because you're on the end, and if you start to get out of proportion up here, then everything else that's beyond that follows the bad proportion, and it just starts to magnify. So it is more important when you are doing this stuff to measure at the beginning, you know, and toward the center of everything more than when you are at the end. And I think we're about out of time for today, so that is going to be it for this session. And yeah, I will let me see, there we go. There we are. But yeah, I'm going to continue this in part 5, and hopefully I can do a full hour and get the rest of all of this side finished off. I think I'm probably going to do like across down to here and down to here. I can do these parts, and then I can freehand the rest of this down here. I think we'll try that. So anyway, that's going to be it for number 4. We'll see you guys in number 5 later.